few things.
Let us see what kind of idiom you have today. Idiom you have today.
Yeah, this is a new class for me, so I'm playing a little bit with the format. But so I'm getting it set up. Hopefully we'll get at least 6 idioms. We'll see. I'm not sure how it works. But it should be fun, hopefully. Jorgen, hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. And Raphael, welcome back. How are you?
Hi, Stephanie. I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Good, good. And we should have a full class, so we'll give it a minute. But basically, what we're going to do, we will learn, and this is new, so as we're going through this class, if you have any ideas for ways to improve this class, let me know. But basically, we'll learn 3 idioms. I'll introduce them. I'll talk about them. You can ask questions about them. And then after the 3 idioms, you'll have a few minutes. I'm not sure how many. Maybe we'll start with 10 minutes and see if that's enough time. You'll have about 10 minutes to write a short dialogue using those idioms. So first we'll talk about the idioms, then you will use the idioms in writing. When everyone's done writing a short dialogue, we'll go through and you will read your dialogue, we'll correct any errors, and then we'll try to do more idioms. So we'll see how that goes. I have a document with 101 idioms. I've just been trying to figure out how to use the document, so this is one way. And we're just going to kind of go in order of the document. So the first 3 idioms will all be related to animals. In fact, all the idioms today will be related to animals. So let's get to our first 3. All right, I'm going to share the screen. Here we go. The first idiom is horse of a different color. Horse of a different color. And this means quite a different matter or different subject. So, for example, Eric, I'm going to zoom in. Eric likes to play jokes on his friends, but he makes sure that nobody is hurt by any of his pranks. A prank that hurts someone is a horse of a different color. Being playful is one thing, but hurting someone by one's prank is quite a different matter. So, horse of a different color means quite a different matter, a different subject. Are there any questions on this one? All right. All right. Has anyone heard this idiom before?
Never.
Never.
Never do.
I am reading, trying to figure out the meaning yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you. Sorry.
Yeah, so let me think of another example, too. This is not a very common idiom, but it is a good one. So another example of this might be, let's see. I was talking about dinner tonight. Next week's breakfast is a horse of a different color. Just a different example there. All right, great. So we have that, and On the place where we'll be writing, I will have these idioms as well with their meaning. And maybe I'll try to put an example as well. But let's go on. So that's the first one, a horse of a different color. We say that when we mean we're talking about a different matter or a different something else. Next one, this one is more common. Maybe you've heard this. Let the cat out of the bag. Here's the bag, here's the cat. But to let the cat out of the bag means to inform someone beforehand or to tell a secret before time. So for example here, Bob was going to retire from teaching in June, and the foreign language department was planning on presenting him with some luggage at his retirement dinner. He wasn't supposed to know about it, but someone let the cat out of the bag. At the dinner, Bob acted surprised, even though someone had told him what he was getting before the official presentation. So I think of this one as like to tell a secret. Let the cat out of the bag, you're telling a secret. Any questions on this one?
I knew it.
Sorry, go ahead, Philip.
I said I knew it before.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Anyone else hear this one before?
Yes, I was familiar with it.
Okay, good, good. So this one's probably not as tough of a one. Inform beforehand or to tell a secret before it's time. All right, great. Any other questions on this one? All right, so let's go to one more. This one's pretty common too. For the birds. So if something is for the birds, it is uninteresting and meaningless. So think of the food we would give to birds. We give them our old, stale bread. It's one way to remember the meaning of this one. Uninteresting and meaningless. They went to a poetry reading, but they got bored and restless. As far as they were concerned, it was for the birds. They left during an intermission because they found the reading totally uninteresting and meaningless. All right. So any questions on this one?
I have a question for the previous one. When we let the cat out of the bag, it means that we are telling a secret, or we are accidentally letting someone know the secret?
Accidentally letting someone know the secret.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So it's a little different than just telling a secret. It's telling a secret that will be told, but you're telling it when you shouldn't. Good. Great question. Good. Any other questions on any of the idioms? So we've got 3 of them here. All right. If there are no other questions, we're going to stop there.
Are we going to write one story with 3, or are we writing 3 stories with 1?
I think we're going to try, and this is new, so I'm not sure exactly how it will go, but I was thinking to try using these 3 idioms to write one short dialogue.
Stephanie, sorry.
Yeah.
Hello. Please show the top of these stories, the first idiom.
The first one, horse of a different color.
I didn't understand the meaning of this idiom.
Yeah, so we use this one to say that we're talking about something different. or to say that something is a different matter or a different subject.
Unusual maybe, or what is different?
Just different. Just different. In fact, the word different is the most important word in this idiom, because this idiom really just means different. So I might say, this class is about idioms. Subject pronouns are a horse of a different color. So something different entirely. I'll write down a few examples. Let's go. So at this point we have 3 idioms. We'll take a few minutes and try to write them into a short dialogue. And we're going to use a Google Doc to do this. I'm putting the link in the chat. You should be able to click on this link and open the Google Doc. Has everyone got the link?
Yes.
Okay, so here are the 3 idioms. Let me give a few, before anybody types, let me just give a few. I'll write an example for horse of a different color. So here's an example. We were talking about our jobs when she brought up gardening. I told her that's a horse of a different color. Okay, so there's one more example for this one. This can be confusing, but we'll have a better understanding after we all try to use it, and we'll go through our examples. All right, so any last questions on these 3 idioms? All right, I'm not sure how long this will take, so I'm going to just set my timer on my phone. I was thinking originally 10 minutes, so I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. If we finish before that, then that's good.
We just write our own name.
Yeah, start wherever you start, write your own name and then type underneath there. So I'll start at the top here. You can see. All right, so 10 minutes. Try to use all 3 in context. Ready, set, go.
How many sentences on one idiom?
As many or as few as you decide. This can be a little creative, so if you tell a little story, it depends on your story. If you want to try to use them all in one sentence, you can. That might be difficult. But as many or as few as you need. I'll try to do one as well. We have 5 minutes left, so if you're still working, no rush. If you're finished, just hold on. About just under 5 minutes. All right, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. So try to get, if you're missing an idiom still, try to squeeze in the last idiom, 2 minutes.
I finished it up, my dialogue.
Great, excellent. We'll give it just 1 or 2 more minutes, or we'll just let we have 1.5 minutes, so we'll let, I see a few more people typing, and then we'll each read our examples and go through. And I'm excited to read these. These look pretty interesting. And if anyone runs out of time, that's okay. It's no big deal. But hopefully you were able to get all 3 idioms in. All right, so 1 more minute and we'll start reading. We will read from, I'll do mine first, but then we'll go in the order of appearance. So after mine, we'll
Okay.
Nina's, Philip.
I started first, but then Philip wrote above.
Okay. Well, we will get to everyone. We'll make sure to get to everyone. So, all right, just about 30 seconds. And 20 seconds. All right, it looks like just about everyone's done, so that's good. And
I'm done.
all right, great. All right, and there's my timer. So Whether we are done or not, we're going to start. If you have feedback after the class, let me know about the timing. If 10 minutes is way too long or way too short. I'm guessing it might be a little too long, but so let me know about that for this class. We're going to start with mine just to give another example, but then we'll just kind of go down the line. I'll read mine, and each of you will read your own. So here's mine. I was planning a surprise birthday party for my best friend, and her mom ruined it. Her mother offered to help me plan the party, but all of her ideas were for the birds. Then she let the cat out of the bag by leaving the party supplies where my best friend saw them. The cake was terrible too, but that's a horse of a different color since her mom didn't bake it. I did. All right, any questions on that? All right, great. So we're going to start with Lena's story. Lena, will you go ahead and read your story for us, please?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you.
Stephanie, I didn't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did I read or you?
You read it, if that's
okay.
okay.
Okay. It was interesting meeting. I saw all my last classmates. Everyone was so different, like horse of a different color. We had interesting conversation with each other. John surprised more than others classmates. He let the cat out of the bag. He won the $1 million in lottery. Everything else was meaningless. Other stories were for birds.
Very good. Nice. Good. Interesting story. Thank you for reading it. All right, so let's just go through and we'll look at the idioms. I saw all my old, sorry. So now, yep, now I'll read it and I'll just, yeah, so this is another thing I'd like some feedback on, just how we go through the stories, if I should read them or students, or if I should correct them and then students read them. I'm not sure. I like students to read, but good. So I saw all my old classmates. Everyone was so different, like a horse of a different color. We would use, with this idiom, we use it as a noun. So we could say everyone was so different, it was a horse of a different color. So more of a simile there. We use it not with like or as, but as a metaphor. Not a simile, a metaphor. Yeah, so think of horse of a different color as a metaphor. Good use of that idiom here. Everyone was so different, it was a horse of a different color. We had interesting conversations with each other. How many conversations? Is there one or more than one?
I think more than one.
Okay, yeah, so we could say a conversation or conversations. Good. And John surprised us.
Surprised us.
Great. Yep, that one always takes an object. Us more than the other classmates. Right. He let the cat out of the bag. He had won $1 million in the lottery.
He had won. Yes.
Yeah. Is that the secret? That's the secret. That's the cat out of the bag. Is the $1 million? Good. So it sounds like he wasn't supposed to tell them, but he did. Everything else was meaningless. Other stories were for the birds. Good, yeah. That story certainly would make all the other stories for the birds. Great, so good. All three idioms used correctly. Good. Any questions or anything on that one?
One question, is it correct? Everyone was. Yes, not everyone were.
For this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone was so different. Or you could say everyone looked so different. But yeah, this is correct. Everyone was. Yeah, everyone is singular. It's treated like the third person singular. So never were. Good question. Great. All right, let's continue. We'll go on to Philip's next.
Yes.
All right, great. So let's have Philip, you'll read it first. Then I'll go over it.
I've attended the High School of Public Service in my country and in Quebec, but it is horse of different color because the one in my country leads to a prestigious position, which is not the case with Quebec. My niece told me a secret about her pregnancy, but I left the cat out of the bag by talking to my brother who spreads it around. My brother is too talkative when he is drunk. Up until 3 months, I was earning a salary just for the birds. I couldn't save anything, and I have trouble paying my bills.
Good, great, good. So kind of a different scenario for each idiom. That's a great approach to this. So let's look at this one. Sounds really good. In the high school bookstores in my country and in Quebec. A horse of different color. Good. So with the idiom here, we would say one or the other is a horse of a different color. So we might say, and in Quebec, but in Quebec it is.
Okay.
Quebec, it is a horse of a different color because the one in my country leads to a prestigious position. Which is not the case with Quebec. And we just always have a comma before which.
Okay.
Great, great. Second one, this is a very good scenario for this idiom. Pregnancy is the type of thing you might let the cat out of the bag about. So good, my niece told me a secret about her pregnancy, but I let the cat out of the bag by talking to my brother who spread it around. Past tense, spread. My brother is too talkative when he is drunk. Very funny ending to that one. Great. And good use of the idiom. Perfect. And the last one. Up until 3 months ago. Oops.
Oh, ego. Okay.
Yeah. That's a strange little word we have to use. Up until 3 months ago, I was earning a salary just for the birds. So it was not a big salary. I couldn't save anything, and I had trouble paying my bills. Good. This is a great use of this idiom. So it can be to say that something is bad or useless or meaningless in the financial sense. It's great. Any questions on Philip's scenarios or examples? Good, good. All right, let's go on. Anna's turn. Anna, will you go ahead and read your dialogue? I'm excited to hear it.
Okay. So, Anna, I have to talk to you in private. Could you spare a minute of your time? Please, come to my office. Sure. What happened? You seem upset. Indeed I am. Please take a seat. That's it. You let me down because I trusted on you, and I had planned carefully. But when I went to the culture room, my husband already knew everything I was going to ask for, because you let the cat out of the bag. I forgot to type out. I'm quite disappointed with you, Joanna. His lawyer was really prepared, and I ended up losing my house and some requirements that I would have get if you could keep your mouth shut. Oh, you shouldn't be so angry, because once you did the same to me. Don't you remember when I was going to give a surprise party for my boyfriend, and you also let the cat out of the bag? So scroll down. Oh, come on. It's a horse of a different color. You cannot compare those things. They are not the same. Furthermore, what you did to me brought me terrible consequences. I'm really mad with you now. Oh, please forgive me. I beg your pardon. I regret it, and you know, it wasn't intentional. You are my best friend. Could you forgive me, please? I promise to make it up to you. I feel pangs of remorse. I'm going to cry a river if you don't. Okay, I forgive you. Please don't be a drama queen. Right. Thank you for forgiving me. Now, I need to talk to you about something. I need to let off some steam. Okay, speak up. I am upset because I was attending class on college and the teacher did not call me to answer when I raised my hands. I guess no one likes me on the earth's surface and blah 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 blah. Oh, stop complaining about things that have no importance at all, Joanna. I am fed up with your speech for the birds. Don't make mountains out of molehills. Please grow up, for God's sake.
Wow, wonderful. Very nice. Excellent. Do you enjoy writing in your spare time?
I love writing. I took a course about creative writing
Okay.
in English, half online and half face-to-face with Native Americans.
Oh, that's really cool.
And enjoy my wordings as well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it shows you have a skill for writing, so great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So let's just look at it. I didn't see very many errors at all.
I just forgot to type it out.
Yeah, where was that? Was over here. Let the cat out of the bag. Yep. And then let's see. There were a couple prepositions with trust. With trust, we don't use any.
I have a huge problem with prepositions. I almost bumped because of it.
That is common for, I think, everyone. Prepositions are the hardest part of speech to learn, I think. Yeah, so good. Let's see, because you let the cat out of the bag. I'm quite disappointed with you, Joanna. This lawyer was really prepared, and I ended up losing my house and some requirements that I would have gotten. Would have got or would have gotten. There, good. So third conditional, great use of the third conditional there. Would have gotten if you could keep your mouth shut. Oh, you shouldn't be so angry because once you did the same to me. Don't you remember when I was going to give a surprise party for my boyfriend and you also let the cat out of the bag? Good. Sounds like these are like lawyers. One is the other's lawyer, but they're also friends. Is that right?
No, they are just friends that are also co-workers.
Oh.
They are not lawyers.
Oh, I see. I was thinking for some reason one was.
Because
I read it.
she lets the cat out of the bag to my ex-husband's lawyer.
Yes, there we go. Good, that makes sense. Good, and I noticed a lot of bonus idioms here. We have got cry a river, be a drama queen.
Pangs of remorse.
Yeah,
and making mountains out of molehills.
Yeah, and let off some steam and make mountains out of molehills. Very farther down. Good. And then our last one here, for the birds. I'm fed up with your speeches. We would probably say they are for the birds. There. They are, just to explain why we're sick of them. Good, great. So it looks good. Any questions on Anna's dialogue? Great. All right, excellent. Nice examples there. Let's continue. Next up is Ksenia. All right, so Ksenia, go ahead and read your dialogue when you're ready.
Hi, I want to tell you something about the birthday present for Pete. Don't say him what it is. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Thank you. Also, I want to ask you about your summer vacation. Have you already chosen a destination? I don't know for sure, maybe Egypt. Oh man, it's for birds. I've been there. It is very boring. Only sea and nothing else. Really? I also thought about Spain But it is a horse of a different color. It is more expensive, but it's worth it. Okay, thank you for your advice. See you at Pete's party. Bye.
Great, thank you for reading. Very nice. So let's look at this example. Sounds really good. There's one thing here, we need to use tell. Don't tell him. That's say and tell. Say, we say to someone, we tell someone. So say takes an indirect object, tell takes a direct object, him. So when you're talking to a person or telling directly to someone, you will use tell. Don't tell him what it is. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Very good. Perfect use of that idiom. Good. And then the next one comes up. They're talking about the summer vacation. Oops. Have you already, and this is a present perfect question, so we'll say chosen. Have you already chosen? Oops. Have you already chosen the destination? Good, maybe Egypt. Next idiom is right here, for the birds. And this is another great usage. Perfect example of when we might use it. Oh man, Egypt is for the birds. I've been there. It's very boring. Only sea and nothing else. And then we have our third idiom. I also thought about Spain, but it's a horse of a different color. It's more expensive. Good. So again, another great use of that idiom. And I see no other mistakes here. Good. Any questions on Ksenia's dialogue? All right. Very nice. Let's continue. Nice work. These are entertaining for me. Mustafa, you're up next. Go ahead and read your examples.
On my paragraph, I would like to talk about something that has happened recently. It's all related to exams and students. Sure, this subject is for the bird, according to some people who won't like studying. More clear, I don't recommend this subject for you guys who don't like talking about schools and exams, because it would be for the bear. I guess, by the way, it is. I guess, by the way, it is a time of doing exams for the final stage of my country, while the people are trying to develop their system in order to protect the exams questions from being leaked. The government is trying to cut the internet 3 hours before the exam in order to prevent the questions from being leaked. The reason is that they don't want to let the cat out of the bag before the exams start. In my opinion, this is a horse of different colors. It seems like this is a wrong way to fix the problem. The government is trying hard in order to prevent anyone let the cat out of the bag before the test.
Great, good, awesome. So this is the one that sounds like some nonfiction for a student.
Yes.
Good, all right, great example. I love the variety we get. So let's go through and look at each example, and we'll just correct a couple of things. So looks good. It's all related to exams and students. Sure, the subject is for the birds, and for some reason it's always plural. It's always more than one bird. The subject is for the birds, according to some people who don't like studying. I would say more clearly here. You want the adverb. I don't recommend the subject for you guys who don't like talking about schools and exams because it would be for the birds, I guess. Good. So again, correct usage of for the birds. By the way, it is a time of doing exams. Let's for the final stage in my country. I think you mean right now is a time of doing exams.
Yes.
Okay,
I mean right now, what I made. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's say right now it is time for exams.
Okay.
Or maybe it's time for the final stage exams in my country. Good. I like this. This is a good aside or a good side comment that explains why you chose this topic. Great. So while the people are trying to develop their system in order to protect the exam's questions from being leaked, this is possessive. So the questions belong to the exam.
Oh, yeah.
So there we put our apostrophe. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
People are trying to develop their system in order to protect the exam's questions from being leaked. The government is trying to cut the internet 3 hours before the exam in order to prevent the questions from being leaked. Wow, is this true?
I guess it at least one day. It's happened one day.
Wow, that's crazy. That's extreme. Good. The reason is that they don't want to let the cat out of the bag before the exams start. Yep, and we would just probably add something there to make it clear that the cat is actually the questions. So the reason is that they don't want to let the cat out of the bag about the questions before the exams start. In my opinion, this would go here. If we're talking about multiple exams, the apostrophe will go after the S. Or if it's one, maybe it's one exam with questions and a start. The exams start. In my opinion, this is a horse of a different color. So always include the article, a different color. And color is never plural for this idiom. It will always be a singular horse with one color, one different color. So this is a great usage of this idiom as well. You're saying that this is a different matter than what should fix the problem. Seems that this is the wrong way to fix the problem. The government is trying hard we would just say trying hard to prevent anyone from letting the cat out of the bag before the tests. Preventing them from. Good. So good usage of the idioms. I think I saw all three of them. Yep, several times. Any questions, Mustafa or anyone else, about Mustafa's example? All right. Great. These are fun. It looks good. Let's go on. It's Jorgen's turn. So Jorgen, will you read your example, please?
The dinner conversation was for the birds, to say the least. But suddenly Mona exclaimed, "You know what? She let the cat out of the bag today." Charlotte did. "She did," Peter said, shocked. "But I thought it was a big secret. How could—" Yeah, Mona interrupted, but apparently she couldn't keep her excitement hidden for that long. "Well, that was a horse of a different color, Mona. I would never have believed Charlotte could be so careless. Anyway, we should try thinking getting married in Hawaii now."
Great, thank you. Again, another creative writer here. And you were in the same class as Anna Carolina, is that right?
No, not on the same course.
Oh, different course, but say also creative writing.
Yes, I like it. Yes.
Cool, nice. That shows good. So let's go through really quick. First idiom, correct usage, perfect example of how to use this. And then second example is in the second sentence there. Mona exclaimed, "You know what? She let the cat out of the bag today." Charlotte did. "She did?" Peter said, shocked. "But I thought it was a deep secret. How could..." Yeah, Mona interrupted, "but apparently she couldn't keep her excitement hidden for that long." So even though we don't know what the secret is, all of these inferences that you're having the reader make are correct. So show correct usage of that idiom as well. Something that is kind of an exciting secret or a secret that you accidentally tell. Good. Well, that was a horse of a different color, Mona. I would never have believed Charlotte could be so careless. Good. So I guess what's a horse of a different color is this secret, letting the cat out of the bag, whatever Charlotte told. Charlotte told a secret. because she was careless. All right, so that, let's see. I guess I just am not sure exactly what is the horse of a different color.
What she's telling, because the dinner conversation was quite uninteresting, and then she said, "Well, that was something else, Mona." In comparison to what they were speaking.
Yes,
He
very.
means, well, you don't say that. That is amazing. I
Okay.
never heard anything like that, Mona, or something
Excellent.
like
I see.
that. He was startled that she said that. But that was something new.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. So before the conversation was boring,
Yes.
but then when we started talking about Charlotte, well, now that's a horse of a different color. Great. Good. So good use of that idiom as well. And then we should try thinking about getting in Hawaii now. I think we would use to, preposition to here. Great.
Getting
Sounds.
married. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, getting married in. Oh, we were missing married.
Yes.
Yeah, getting married in Hawaii. Yeah,
Yes.
good. Okay,
How they're married. So
that makes sense. Okay, great. So, any questions on this example? All right. So that was our last example. This took a little more time than I had thought with the story writing, dialogue writing, but I liked it a little. Let's do just one more idiom. We have some time. So let's look. This time, instead of a dialogue, we'll just each write one sentence. So I'll give you one more idiom, and we'll each write just one sentence using it for an example. And then that'll be the end here. So one more idiom, again a horse, or not a horse, an animal idiom. This is the one, straight from the horse's mouth. So if something comes straight from the horse's mouth, it means it comes from a reliable source. So how did you find out that Jill was engaged? I got the information from a very reliable source. You mean Jill told you so herself? That's right. I got it straight from the horse's mouth. All right, so any questions on this idiom? All right, so let's take just a minute. We'll go back to the document. And this time we'll write just one sentence each trying to use this idiom. And I'll type the idiom again down here at the very bottom. So everyone type, let's see, I'm going to go right after Jorgen's example. Straight from the horse's mouth. Straight from the horse's mouth. And we'll take just only 2 minutes to write it. Just 15 more seconds.
I finished.
Okay, great. All right, time's up. Let's get through these. So we'll start. I'll just read my example and we'll go down from there. I didn't believe the kids when they told me, so I asked their teacher. I had to get it straight from the horse's mouth, but it's true. All the students passed the exam. All right, so that was mine. Let's go to the next one. I'm not sure whose this is. Whose is this?
This is mine, Jorgens.
Okay, will you go ahead and read it for us?
Teacher, where is it? Mine is at the top. Where is it? Because I was...
Oh, paste it down below here, below the idiom.
Oh, okay. I put in the wrong place.
Okay, no worries. Just paste it, move it, and so we don't miss it. All right, so Jorgen, go ahead.
Yesterday, roaming through the city streets, finally tearing up the mayor's garden.
Oops, yep, good. So, good. In this instance, great example. Yep, so this is the person who saw what the dogs did, and he's telling you straight from the horse's mouth. Good. Let's go on to Ksenia. Ksenia, will you read yours?
I'll do it if the order comes from the horse's mouth.
Good. Straight from the horse's mouth. Yep, I'll do it if the order comes straight from the horse's mouth. Good. So from the boss, not from someone below you. Great. Good one. Anna, you're up. Next one.
Someone told me that you've been causing... Oh, no. Someone told me that you've been having issues in the office, causing problems to the entire team, and as a consequence of it, the work environment is not conducive at all. Please, tell me what's going on. I want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth before to make a decision.
Great. Great. Another great example. So this is a great example of when we would use straight from the horse's mouth, when you're going to the source to figure something out. Good. And we just have before making a decision. Great. Sounds good. And just one more. Let's look at Lena. Lena, will you read yours?
Yes, I can read. I trust my friend. She said me what is the passion today. I sure it's straight from the horse's mouth.
Good, good, great. And so when you...
It's great.
We're not judging the creativity or anything. This is good. Whenever you're doing talking and you're talking directly to a person, use tell. So she told me. She told me what is fashionable today. And then we'd say heard it. I heard it straight from the horse's mouth. So she must be a very fashionable friend. Great, yeah, good. Okay, does anyone have any questions on any of our examples here? All right. So I'm going to stop there. Again, I'd like some feedback on how this went, how I can improve this. I'd like to get more idioms out there. I'm not sure about timing, so any feedback is appreciated.
Okay. May I go first?
I was thinking in the feedback form.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
I really love it very much.
Oh, good, great. Good. I'm excited to use more writing in my teaching and just trying to figure out how it works for people. So, thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day. I'll see you all next time.
Bye bye.
See you.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.